Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Pada-kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Vishakhan Vikramscha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Welcome everybody to the Sunday discourse. We will start with this the one verse. I think I'm displaying it on the board, and this is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse number 20. So I'll just read so that Atavyavasthita drishtva dhratarashtam kapidvaja pravrite shastra sampatte dhanur udyamama pandavaha rishikesham tada vakyam idam aha mahipate. The translation. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra, drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instructions of Lord Krishna on the battlefield. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory, because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Ram in the battle between Ram and Ravan, and the Lord emerged victorious. Now both Rama and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself, and wherever Lord Rama is, his eternal servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him direction. Thus all good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee lay the signs of assured victory. Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody for joining, and so today's topic, as you know, is the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, Sri Hanuman. Actually, that was intentional. So for me, Hanuman and Srila Prabhupada are exactly the same. We will explain that why for me both are same. So and so before we start, I just wanted to say definitely one thing. I am definitely not qualified to speak on this very exalted topic about discussing about Hanuman. But as a service to
anything to present, or should we turn off the TV? Is it
okay?
Turn off.
So yeah, I am definitely not qualified to speak on this exalted subject, and it's only thanks to His Grace Prem Sindhu Prabhu, who with his large heart gave some mercy, and he wanted me to make a small presentation, and all thanks to him and the temple council and who allowed me to sit on this exalted place. So, given that, I just want to know who is absolutely the first time coming to this temple. This is the first day, this is the first time. I know, he is always first, so anybody else? You have come before or this is your first time? First time. Over to you also. Okay. All others I think I have seen, so that's fine. Just want to know. And yeah, please feel free to stop me if I use some kind of Sanskrit words or some other words for which needs an English translation. Please feel to stop me. And as Navin Prabhupada, I will try to maintain the timing, 12:15. And the only thing is, this subject itself is so vast. So fitting it in half an hour is kind of this thing, but we'll try to do some justice to this thing and to this discourse. So the only thing is, yeah, this is going to be a slightly different type of discourse. It's not going to be heavily scriptural driven or a lot of shastra and all those things will not be there. So this will be more on the describing the glories of Hanuman. So anybody who doesn't know about Hanuman, if you can raise your hand, I can try to give a small brief introduction to just to start off. Anybody here? Because Hanuman generally people will know because he's one of the most exalted characters in Ramayana, and not only that, and he is I think across cultures also. People in Western culture also have heard about Hanuman and his activities and all those things. So the first point I wanted to make about is about role models. As devotees or as any person also in our lives, we always look for role models. Somebody whom we can look and we can follow them, their activities, learn something from their activities. So, and most of the time we land up with Superman, Batman, right? And all those role models. But the real role model is Hanuman. So Hanuman is the real role model whom we should all be following. And while we follow, and all of these things also, most of the other supermodels or whomever we follow, role models, is more for all for entertainment, and we know about them, it's gone. But if you follow Hanuman's life, it's not only entertainment, enlightenment. Your whole life will get transformed if you can understand the message which Hanuman has given and is still giving actually. Hanuman, as you all know, is a Chiranjeevi. He never died. Even there is no death for Hanuman, he is still living also. And one of the reasons why he is still living also, a little translation, but so I think what I heard from my previous spiritual masters and from the other discourses is, seems Lord Ram touched Hanuman's body and he said, I don't want to get rid of this body. That's the reason he's Chiranjeevi. He's still there. So actually, if you look at in North India, even North India and different parts of India, wherever there is Ram Katha, Ramayana is told, there will be one seat which will always be left free, empty. It says, it is a belief, very strong belief that Hanuman himself comes and sits and listens to the Ram Katha. It is so auspicious about Ram. If there is Ram, wherever there is Hanuman, there is Ram, and wherever there is Ram, there is Hanuman. Then you cannot separate out both of them. So it's an eternal servant. So, and we'll start off, the way I've structured it is, it's not in a very structured manner. The way I wanted to do is, we'll get started with where did this name first of all come from? Where did this name Hanuman come from and what does it mean, kind of thing, right? So where it started is, as you know, Hanuman, Monkey and his wife Anjana Devi. And so they are all from, there's a place called Kishkinda, right? And that, Kesari. Your father is Kesari.
Yeah, father.
And this is in Karnataka.
Yeah.
Karnataka, that place. and where the child was playing with the mother, and he was very small at that time. And his mother had to go out for some errand. So she said, like, if you feel, this child always used to feel a lot of hunger, hungry. He was always hungry. So the mother told, okay, if you feel hungry, there is a red fruit, you just pluck the red fruit and eat. So, okay, so she left, and the child suddenly looked in the top and found the sun is there. So she thought it's a fruit, so let's go for it. And he started racing, he crossed all the different planets and all those things. And the plants were wondering, who is that? Somebody streaking through the sky so fast, what is happening? So then suddenly he reached the sun also. And then he actually gobbled the sun. The sun was in his stomach. And then at that time, it was just a coincidence. It was, that day was eclipse. So Rahu also was there. He gobbled Rahu also. And then he was just sitting, after gobbling both the sun and Rahu, he was just sitting there. And that time, then these demigods, everybody got nervous. It's like, it's totally dark, right? There is no sun. Everything dark. They got really nervous. Then they went to Lord Brahma and they said, like, Indra, and they told, like, this is happening. Indra was the chief of the demigods. So Indra came on his elephant. It's called Airavat, the white elephant. So Hanuman looked up, he saw Indra and Airavat. He said, Airavat, there's also some kind of white fruit. He started going on the fruit also. A small child, what do you expect? Small child. So, and Indra got a little bit confused, and he threw the thunderbolt. And that thunderbolt hit the chin of Hanuman. And that chin is called Hanu. So Hanu in Sanskrit. Hanu, the chin is Sanskrit. So that's where the name Hanuman came. The one whose chin is fractured. That's where the word Hanuman came. So now what happens? Okay, and then the child started falling onto the earth. So who got him? Who is the father of Hanuman? The wind god. So the wind god got hold of Hanuman. And he took him to the cave, and he was really angry. Why he was really angry? How can you do this to a 2-year-old, 3-year-old child? And you are treating him like this. And he got very angry. He stopped the whole air movement in the whole world. Believe that. Can we stay even a second without air? That's how our whole existence is there, right? He stopped that whole air movement in there. So people were like, all the demigods, everybody got this thing, and they all ran to Brahmaji and said, please save us, we did something wrong and all. So Brahmaji said, the only way you will get saved is to, if you can go and apologize to the child and give him some boons so that you can make up for whatever mistake you did. So that's exactly what all the demigods did. They went and gave him a lot of boons, different boons, somebody gave him knowledge, somebody gave him intelligence and all those things. So all this was good, and finally he got a very big boon. That is one of the biggest boons anybody can give, and that was given by Brahma. So Brahma gave him what? A diamond necklace. So Brahma gave him a diamond necklace, and he told him, so this diamond necklace nobody else can see. So if anybody see you, they will not see this diamond necklace except when you meet your eternal master. Only your eternal master will be able to see this diamond necklace. And so it's good. So after from there it was, so there's this child, naughty child grew up. Now imagine, the child was already naughty. Now you made him more powerful, right? You gave him some knowledge. What do you expect? The child slowly, he became uncontrollable. And it's a childish pranks. It's not that he's a demon or anything like that. It's just a childish pranks. So, some of the childish pranks he used to do is, he used to go where the bathing places, pull the leg of the sages and pull the beard of the sages. They're all childish pranks. He doesn't know, so he was doing that. It is the monkey nature, right? But at one point, he did one very major thing. So what he did was, there was a big sage. So he was a very pious sage, and So what he did in front of the sage's house, like the sage got up early in the morning and he wanted to use his, wanted to go for his restroom break and all. Right. So the sage wanted to go for his morning oblations. So in the Vedic period, this is interesting, so probably you guys will appreciate that. In the Vedic period, the bathroom will always be outside the house. It will never be inside the house. So you will take prasadam, eat inside the house and go to the bathroom outside the house. Today, it's exactly the opposite. The bathroom is inside the house. For eating, you go to all the hotels, restaurants, etc. Anyway, that was a joke, so please don't take it differently. So this is, so the sage got in the morning, he wanted to have his operations, he went out, and then when he went out, what is he seeing? Like a ferocious tiger is there, tied. The tiger is tied to a tiger. How can he go out when the tiger is there? So the sage got, he came back again, he came running back into the house. And then his pressure is building up, right? In the early morning, you have the feeling, right? What happens? So his pressure is building up, then he at the back, he said, let me try go to the back. And when he goes to the back, he sees a elephant is tied. He got really bewildered, and this time his pressure is really building up. And then when he sees outside, he sees what else he sees? You see, Hanuman is rolling on the ground, Hanuman is smiling and, he's having a very good time because he knew who did this. So that is when the time he curses Hanuman. He curses Hanuman that you will forget all your capabilities. You will not remember anything till the time somebody great reminds you of your powers. Till that time you will not remember this. So that is when then he got that. It's a curse, but generally sages never curse. We will see it in the life of this thing. It is not actually a curse. It was a very good thing for Hanuman, because if he could have done something worse and all those things. And in children also, generally when we look at their intelligence, they have so much of energy, but we need to channelize them. Till that time we get a chance to channelize their energy, we need to control them. Till that kind of person comes into your life who can actually channelize your energy to something good, better to control that energy. So that is exactly what happened to Hanuman. So they put an hold on that energy, and when the right time comes, that we'll show you when the right time comes, I will talk about that. So that's it. So that day Hanuman came back to his parents, and the parents were absolutely stunned. Why? Because the way Hanuman generally comes back, you would be jumping into trees and all those things. That day he came walking, it seems. That day he came absolutely walking. I said, what happened to my child? Like my mother is asking, what happened to my child? He was an absolutely normal child. And he said something more serious. The child said something more serious to the mother. You know what did it say? I want to study. Can you believe that? Right? So you can relate, right? The child comes to you and say, I want to study. So they were like absolutely stunned. Why is this he's saying like that? So then anyway, since the child is saying, okay, we should go to a good guru and then let him get education. And there are a couple of things for the children of the younger generation. So then the best guru at that time was the sun god, Surya. So Surya had a chariot school. So when the sun was moving, there used to be a chariot, and there were about like 3,000 or 6,000 seater. It's it's an international Surya school or something like that. There was a seater. All the sages were there. So Hanuman approached Surya and begged him like, please make me also student. He said, sorry. Houseful. There is absolutely no place. All 6,000 said there is absolutely no place. At that time, we have to learn from this. When Hanuman said, I am not looking for a seat. Neither I look for AC. I am still, as long as you give me permission, I am ready to join your school. And that's exactly what he did. He gave him permission. You know what he did? He used to fly along with the chariot. He was not sitting in one place and reading all the shastras. He was flying along with the chariot. And then at some point also since he was not able to see his teacher, he used to fly backward also. He used to fly backward so that he can see his teacher while teaching. That is how he learned all the shastras. Believe, Lord Hanuman learned all the shastras doing this. And within 60 cycles of the sun, it seems it was a record, he was proficient in all the Vedas and in all the education he was proficient. Just in 60 seconds. So, and Surya was very happy with him, and so his education, whatever he had to learn, he has already learned within 60 cycles. And then at that time, you see, this is another thing we have to learn. Today, you go to school with a child. First thing what they ask, child will also ask, does this have, will they give me iPad? Is there going to be air conditioned at school? All these things you have. Look at Hanuman, nothing like that. All he wanted was the education. He was so interested, so focused. That is one thing. Second thing, and also we will only talk about fees. Can you play advance fees so that the child can go out to the school? That is what they will ask. But in this case, no, Surya never asked for fees. But it is our Vedic tradition. Whenever you get education or any knowledge from somebody, you have to offer Guru Dakshina. That means you have to offer some fees. So that is what Hanuman did. He respectfully went to Surya Dev and he said, how can I pay you something for whatever you have taught me? So, and that is, then Surya said, Lord Surya said that if you really want to pay me something, please go to the Sugriva. My son, that is my son on the earth, his name is Sugriva. He's a little dull-minded person, so he definitely needs help. So please be his minister. And that is what he did. Look at one more lesson we have to learn. See, Sugriva was not, you cannot even compare Sugriva to Hanuman in terms of knowledge, intelligence, nothing. He's like a very, very dull-minded and it's a different type of person. But Hanuman made it sure, just because his Guru wanted, did that. See that Guru Nishtha, this is very, very important. He didn't analyze one more time, oh my Guru is telling like that. He is not such a person, why should I go and work with him or report to him? He didn't think even for a minute. He went and started helping Sugriva. So that is something we have to learn. So that's why our spiritual masters are something which we should not analyze what they are telling unnecessarily. We should try to understand, imbibe, keep going. And if we need any strength, the spiritual masters will give us the strength. You know how we go through that. We don't have to question them or anything like that. So this is what Hanuman proved in that this thing. So and then so after so he started working Sugriva, and that is when he actually and probably you guys are already aware of this Ramayana story. Then Lord Ram came and both were there. So Lord Ram came to the forest where Sugriva was there, and Sugriva also had the same kind of issue. Like he also had his wife kidnapped, and Lord Ram's wife also was kidnapped. So both of them met and all those things. And that is when first time when Lord Ram meets Hanuman. So when Lord Ram meets Hanuman, it's very interesting. So Hanuman was in a disguise. He was disguised as a beggar brahmachari or sannyasi, like that. He was mendicant, yeah, mendicant. He was there with Lord Ram. And then Lord Ram, as soon as he saw him and he worked with him, Lord Ram was so impressed. Saying, this person is not a normal person. That's what he told Lakshman. This person is not a normal person. The way he speaks and the words he uses, unless you have a deep understanding of all the Vedas. In fact, actually they go into detail. Each Veda, what it teaches, he had all of them. All his properties were there in Lord Hanuman. If it is not there, definitely a person can be taken. See, when I speak, you can clearly make out. When a fool speaks, right, you can clearly make out. A fool is speaking. But when Lord Hanuman was speaking, you could make out, yes, this is Lord Hanuman. So that is exactly what Lord Ram told. And then he told also, where is that, how is that you say you are a beggar, but you are wearing a diamond necklace? How is that possible? That's what Lord Ram asked him. And as soon as Hanuman heard that, he was absolutely stunned. He understood that he has met his eternal master, that is Lord Ram. So that is where he realizes that he is an eternal master, and then he falls at the feet. And then also he makes a it's a subtle mistake. Lord Ram asks, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am the servant of Sugriv." Should have never told that, right? He knows Lord Ram is the master. He should say, "I am the." So for that small thing, he had to go through some. So then after, as soon as he said that, Lord Ram stopped talking to him. Only through Lakshmana he was talking actually. So and then. And then mistake also, and as usual, Sugriva, we were told, right, is a very dull-headed person, so he was not showing any respect to Lord Ram. He put a branch, and then he was sitting at the same height as Ram. So that should not be happening. Like when you know a person is more exalted, you should give him more respect, you should show him more respect. So all this time, he didn't even offer a seat for Lakshmana. Sugriva didn't even offer a seat for Lakshmana. Hanuman was noticing this, all these things is happening. You know what he did? You see, this is what is it's called the intelligence and the brilliance of Hanuman. What he did, he broke a sandalwood tree. Among all the trees in India, sandalwood is considered to be the highest of the trees. He broke a sandalwood, put it down, requested Lakshmana to sit on the sandalwood tree, and he sat on the ground. He didn't sit along with Lakshmana, he sat on the ground. When Lord Ram noticed this, he was very happy. He said, yes, he understands all these things. So these were some of the pastimes which we saw in the initial part. And then then comes to the one more important one is when so the monkeys, they were vanaras, they were divided into 4 sections, right? One going to the north, one going to east, one west, and one going to south. So south is when Hanuman was in that team which went south. So at that time, so they had to cross 800 yojanas, right? That is the length of the sea. Who can cross the sea and go over to Lanka to look for Mother Sita? So all the wanderers, they were discussing among themselves, who can jump, who can go, and all those things. So each one was telling, I can go 100 feet, another one saying, I can do 200 feet. Another said, I can do 600 feet, but I can do 600 miles, but I cannot come back. So I can go only one way. All this were going on. So at that time, everybody was saying they were seeing like who can actually go this distance and get this job done. So at that time, there was a old person, a very senior person. His name was Jambavan. Jambavan, he is a bear. He is not actually a monkey, he is a bear. And Jambavan is very, very old. He is actually from the earlier Yuga, I think. He is from the earlier Yuga. At one point, Jambavan said, I used to have a lot of strength. They say that Vaman, he has after Vaman took the biggest step, 9 times he 10 times he circumambulated that thing. He used to have so much of strength, but today I don't have the strength. See, this is what we see in our people of older generation today also. We keep telling about our years. Today I don't have, but earlier I used to do this as well. But Jambavan was one step more than that. He not only said that, such an intelligent, he saw among all the monkeys who were sitting there, they are discussing that, one monkey was not talking at all. Who was that? Hanuman was not talking at all. So then he guessed there is something there. He goes to Hanuman and he says, Hanuman, you are the only person here who can do this. He reminds Hanuman of his powers. And that is how Hanuman got his power back. You remember earlier we talked about that curse and all those things, how he forgot. It was Jambavan who was responsible for that. So the whole world talks about Hanuman, but no, the whole world doesn't talk about Jambavan. Only the person who talks about Jambavan is Hanuman. Hanuman is eternally grateful to Jambavan. Because of him, only he was able to get his power. So this also shows one more thing, very important in leadership. The most important thing for a leader is definitely carrying out the day-to-day activity, but he has to plan for the next generation of leaders. That person is a true leader who can plan the next generation of leaders. If you are not doing that, then the basic, and that is exactly what Jambavan did. He planned that Hanuman will be the next generation of leader. And the same thing continued also. Whom did Jambavan plan? Hanuman. Hanuman planned whom? Bhima. And that's what the first verse which we read from Bhagavad Gita. Say Hanuman was there even during that time. During the time of Mahabharata also Hanuman was there. But actually he didn't take any active participation because he is not from that yuga. So he is already very old. But he passed on everything to Bhima. Bhima played a huge role in Mahabharata. So that is how the succession has to happen. So for every leader, more than your daily activities, you have to make sure that the next generation of leaders are also there. So that is one thing we got from Hanuman's thing. And yeah, about a little bit on the Ramayana thing also. And I think we are nearly on time. So yeah, regarding Ramayana also we want to say like many of the times we think all these mundane books and story, whatever books are there in the market, we think, oh, they are all action thrillers. But actually Ramayana is the biggest action thriller we can get. Now, why do I make that statement? There's a reason for that. Because when Hanuman met Mother Sita, the situation was very tense at that time. And Mother Sita was actually getting ready to suicide. She had made all arrangements for suicide. That's when Hanuman met. And the way he met Mother Sita, that's something, it's very difficult because he is a monkey. And she is already being, she has so many things by the demons going on. So how can she believe anybody? If he suddenly comes in front of that Mother Sita, she would think, oh, this is another demon or something. She will ignore. But he is the only ray of hope. He is the only person who can give hope to Mother Sita. How to do this? That is where your intelligence, presence of mind, and all those things comes to mind. And that's where Hanuman does that. What does he do? He sits on the top and he sings Ramayana. And when Mother Sita hears the Ramayana, that's why she gets this thing, yes, this is the person. And then she speaks to him. And also look at the humility of Hanuman. So when Hanuman was so small when in front of Sita, and then while talking, he says to Mother Sita that, why do you have to wait, why this Ravan and all, I'll come with me, I'll take you back to Ayodhya. No, you don't have to, you come with me. So she started smiling, Mother Sita. He is so small and he's telling me he will take you to, how is he even telling? That is the time he started becoming big. He became so huge. So Mother Sita was, now she got bewildered. So is he so small or is he so big? What is the right size? I want to know what is his right size. So she asked him directly, sir, tell me what is your right size? Are you so small or are you so big? Look at the answer which Lord Hanuman gave. What did he say? My original size is this. Only because of Lord Ram, I have become so big. See, this is exactly all our position. And in fact, about Srila Prabhupada, they used to say, one person used to say, wherever Srila Prabhupada, one person was going with Srila Prabhupada's murti, everybody is falling in the feet and this thing. And suddenly one day that donkey says, today I am walking, nobody is paying any provision, any obeisances to you. The reason is, Srila Prabhupada was not there on that, right? So that's why all whatever our names, whatever we have is only because of our spiritual masters, our Srila Prabhupada. The same thing, Hanuman exactly saying, because of Lord Ram is my existence, whatever is there. If he's not there, then there is no problem. So that is the humility which is displaying on that one. And I think we are nearly close on time. We will take some questions. But before I end, because I have many other things, because this whole journey from, I think Prabhu had already covered in the previous class, and hopefully this year also he does this. So it's a Sundarakanda, right? Each of the part of the Sundarakanda, you know, how he goes through each of the demons and so many things to be learned from other than. So that probably I not have time to cover all those things. But so I just want to give a small plug. This is actually that's what I spoke with Prem Singh Prabhu also. So this book is called a Hanuman Chalisa book. And as you all, most of you from North India or most of India, they will know. So this is 40 verses written by Sant Tulsidas. And this book is written by Shubhilas Prabhu. He has given meaning of each and every word of that of the Hanuman Chalisa book. And all of them are like so interesting and so enlightening. So that's what I opened it up like every Tuesday. We do a call over Google and we read this Hanuman Chalisa book. It's an half an hour, so anybody who's interested, you can please meet me and I can add you to that group. And it's all over the internet only, so you don't have to come. But it's very interesting. Yeah, a little bit emotional from my side, because the way I grew up with my mother, I never used to have any food, anything, you know, unless she tells me something about Ramayana. So unless the story is told, and so please, and this is all for mothers and all those things. If you can join this class, there are so many nice stories. You know, if your children are not eating, or you know, give them instead of showing them TV or all those things. Definitely tell them stories from our Ramayana and about Hanuman. They will really appreciate, and they are really good stories. So that's. This is 8:30 to 9. 8:30 to 9. So late in the evening, so that before you retire, you learn about Hanuman on Tuesdays, and then you can retire. So I think that's all from my side. Sorry if I had confused you or anything, but we are on time. So we'll definitely try to take some reflections and questions. Please raise your hand, and any questions will be Prem Singh will be answering. So, so yeah, please, yeah. Any reflections or any questions?
I was thinking that unless I had my video game, I would not eat. And you were so spiritual that you, unless you heard something from Ramayana, you would
Exactly. That is.
So you have to answer all of that.
Any other reflections or any other you want to share? Go ahead. Yeah. Anybody else? If you had any questions, what I have covered, or any questions on Lord on Hanuman also, please. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, how do we understand that Hanuman gobbled up the sun, right? Because sun is so big, powerful, and if we come near the sun, we'll get burned up. So how do we understand for a layman, let's say, who doesn't have so much faith, how do you explain this, that Hanuman gobbled up the sun and it went inside him?
Rahu also he gobbled.
Rahu also he gobbled. Because if you gobble up the sun, then you will burn, like in flames.
Where is the source?
That to
As
cover.
far as I know, based on Ramayana, he tried to.
Yeah,
but
he
he's
didn't
not
serve.
God.
Correct.
That's where before he catch him,
Okay.
Indra came and hit him.
Okay.
He didn't go.
But
That was Rahu was behind. He's also coming. So that's where Indra saw. Then he hit him.
might be just a little bit variation of that because I think I have heard the Shubhalas Prabhu lectures only I have heard. So from that he had mentioned. So probably there is some little bit variation of that. Yeah, but he had reached the sun and he was nearly right. He had nearly on that.
About
About to
Salo.
But again, one more thing is for Hanuman, he is Vayu. So he is son of Vayu and all those things, right? So probably he had some those kind of characteristics and all those things. And as you know, Hanuman also comes in that three, right? Hanuman, Bhima, and Mathura. Even till today, if you go to Udupi, you will see a huge rock there. It seems Madhvacharya's mother told him that to put something on this so that some milk or something, he put that huge rock on top of that. So that's not humanly possible. Even Madhvacharya probably you heard, right? He took 5,000 bananas or something like that. Can humanly possible 5,000 bananas? But they have that this thing. Probably that's what they are referring to. So this gobbled word, probably I'll check one more time. Later I can confirm. But any other reflections or you want to share? Yeah, go.
Can I just ask
Yeah.
clarification, because the sage cursed Hanuman that he gonna forget his powers.
Yes.
But then after that he went to Surya and was able to fly with him. So he still had the power.
Correct. No, but that's what, like, when it powers, I think probably a different type of powers we are talking about, right? Not that kind of immense knowledge and all those things we are probably not talking about, right? So he naturally, because he is the son of Vayu, I think those things were natural to him, going through that and all those. The fact that he went for education, that itself proves that all his powers were lost. We had already had that then. And that Gus also was saying that, well, once somebody reminds you, you will get this thing. But the big lesson we have learnt on that part is about the succession, how that comes from the leadership and all this stuff. Anybody else? You want to share something? Go ahead. Mataji, head there. Yeah.
You were saying in the beginning how you want to compare Hanumanji with Prabhupada.
Yes.
So for Prabhupada, like how Jambavan was to Hanuman, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was to Prabhupada.
Correct.
Like he reminded him of his powers.
Exactly.
He has the strength to spread the.
Right. And also there's another very big comparison. So Hanuman crossed the seas to Lanka, and same thing Prabhupada did for us. If Prabhupada had not crossed the seas, then imagine what is our situation today. Nobody will be sitting us here, we'll be sitting here or anything. So there is a lot of comparison is there. And also this, the focus. Imagine the focus Srila Prabhupada had, so many distractions, but he never got distracted in his purpose. Today we are all sitting, and that is exactly the focus we required. Hanuman teaches us. So when he flew from to Lanka, so many different obstructions. We also face, for us also, when we are doing sadhana, all this comes either in terms of, there will be some people, hey, why are you doing so much? You don't need to get so serious in your sadhana, take it cool. Once you should go to a movie, once you should do this and all. But this is exactly what Hanuman also, that golden mountain, they get golden the fruits and all those things. This was all given to Hanuman. But all he did was, he just stepped on that mountain and he left. This is exactly what we should be razor focused on our sadhana. Our goal is to do sadhana or bhakti. That is what, how do we reach the Lord? That should be our razor focus. And if you want any material goals, go for building the new temple. That should be our focus, nothing else. Next year, how do we open the new temple? What do we need to do? How can I help? No, it may be in the money, and if not in money, okay, how can I physically help? And I think next plug for next Friday, right? No? Friday we have a meeting also. If you want to, any kind of service or anything you want to do in the temple, please come for that Friday meeting. Evening, our IT department has announced that. So any kind of help, please come. That's what. And this is what we should be focusing on, and this is what Hanuman's life teaches us actually. That resolute focus on his goal. He was only focused on how can I make Sita and Ram together. And that is one of the reasons they say that word Sundarakanda comes from there. Anybody who has Sita meet with Ram, come together, they are Sundar. They are automatically beautiful. You don't have to again think about their character or anything like that. That is why that word Sundarakanda. If you look at the Ramayana also, all other have names, specific context names. Only this one was Sundarakanda. I think the another name of Hanuman is also Sundara. Right?
Sundara.
His mother used to call him Sundara and all these things. So, anything else, yes, from there?
So, Prabhu, just a clarification.
Yeah.
So, he tried to gobble Surya and gobble,
Yeah.
but then he was also had Surya Dev as his guru. Right? You said, right? So,
That was later on, right?
how did that change come about? Like something that he.
He got cursed right after that, right?
So he learned his lesson.
He learned his lesson, but Suryadev was his guru, no doubt about that, right? That was when the child, before he had education, that is when that. So chronologically, probably that's how it is going through. Any other points or anything? Yeah, go ahead.
So actually, as far as I know, it was
Yeah.
mine. It is not he wanted to study, but the sages told him,
Hmm.
the one who cursed him, because he's so innocent, he doesn't know how to use the powers which is given to him by all the demigods.
Okay.
So he needed a guru who can help him to see the reality, serve, and so the sages suggested him Brihaspati or Surya is the only. Out of that, Surya is the best.
Okay.
So they recommended him to
Okay.
go to Surya. It's not like he went directly.
Okay.
It was a recommendation from him.
Yeah, just for everybody, what Prabhu is saying is when he got cursed, when Hanuman got cursed, so that time the sages suggested to him, like for his further education, he should maybe going to Surya or Brihaspati. And that's when Hanuman goes for further this thing, for studying and all this stuff.
Yeah, and also it's not
Yes.
like sometimes he was back, but it's all the time he was back.
All the time,
Right?
yes.
He's focusing on what Surya.
Yeah.
Surya moves with the speed of mind.
Mm.
And it was so fast. He was focusing on him. He was flying back.
Right.
Not even a second to listen to his ear word.
Right.
He was moving the same much faster than him.
Right. And one thing I forgot while mentioning that is, never he had to repeat the lesson. Same lesson what Surya taught, he had never had to repeat. He only said once and Hanuman was able to catch it. How many times? That is what we will have to say. Like,
On top of
yeah.
that, who's Hanuman?
yeah,
Boy is part, but he's actually incarnation of Lord Shiva.
right, right. There is the Rudra, one of the Rudras. That's what.
Shiva.
Himamsa, yes. And that is where he says, actually that is another pastime which is covered in this book. So when Lord Shiva, he said that I want to serve the Lord, and I'm incarnating as a servant of the Lord, and that's where he came as Hanuman, right? At that time Parvati got really angry. Says only you can go, what about me? Like where will I be? So that is where Parvati incarnated as what? As the tail of Hanuman. That was Hanuman is considered both Shiva and Parvati combined. That's what he has mentioned in this book. He's not Parvati is not. It seems Mother Parvati is not there. Mother Parvati is also considered as part of Hanuman. The tail of Hanuman is Mother Parvati. So that's what they say. So yeah, we can. If is there any other questions or yeah, go ahead.
So you're saying Hanuman is Chiranjeevi.
Chiranjeevi, yes.
So because he was touched by Lord Ram.
He didn't want to lose his body after that.
So just because of that,
I'm
Lord
not
Ram
sure
must
if
have
it is
touched
just
so
because of that, but that's what I probably.
So Chiranjeevi is not like eternally he will live.
Mm.
You know, his next incarnations, what is his
Yeah,
next
they
body?
are,
Brahma.
Brahma, yes.
Hanuman is waiting right now in Sutala, Kipurusha Loka.
Mm.
Right now he's meditating. He will be the next Brahma. Right now, current Brahma is 55 years old.
Okay.
Next Brahma. Then Chiranjeevi that till life of Brahma.
Mm.
But eventually he will has to live the world. It's a long life. It's
Long.
not eternal.
Okay. It just means long life. That's what Prabhu is mentioning. Yeah.
but Lord Ram must have touched so many others.
So yeah, that is. So one last thing, because we are up on time. One last pastime for Hanuman, and then we can close this session. So after Hanuman got all this education, right? Still, he was one thing he was missing is to learn music. So from whom he will learn music? Who was his guru? Narada. Narada. Exactly. So Narada Muni taught him music, and He learned within no time. He learned playing music, and his singing was so melodious. You know what used to happen?
Stone will to melt.
Rocks used to melt. After listening to his voice, rocks used to melt. So one day Narad Muni was just wanted to see how his disciple has learned. So Narada was listening, and while he was listening, his tambura fell down. And then that is when Hanuman stopped singing. So what happened now? So the tambura is stuck. You cannot take it out of the rock, right? So Narada is requesting Hanuman, please sing again, you know, so that they can take out. And Hanuman, what did he do?
Is running.
He started running. And he started running. Narada is saying, I'm asking him to do it. Why is he running? Then he ran the all around Kishkinda. He came back to the exact same place. Exact same place, and he sat down. Now this Narada was totally confused. He said, this guy runs throughout. He comes back to the same place. He is not even trying to escape from me. What exactly is happening? Then he asked, then he told Hanuman, you sing, and Hanuman sang, and then he took his tambura and all. Then he asked, Narada finally asked one question, why did you do this? No, why did you? No, see, look at the answer of Hanuman. Again, his humility, and what he said, I want the dust of a pure devotee, dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee, that is Narada, to be all around Krishna, so that everybody gets his blessings. Look at the vision and the humility, you know. Yeah, that's what Hanuman, this is just not even a pin drop of our God's glorification, but thank you everybody for listening, and we can have
Can I make a final comment?
Hare Krishna.
It says there was never a servant like Hanuman who could serve.
Yes.
So when everything is over, and then everybody's
Getting-
was looking at this, I think Shobal has said he has 2 books. And then he asked Ram, what about this book? Are the people who they're always reading
Right.
Then you look in the book, there is no Hanuman name.
Right. So I want you to finish. So the last pastime again, Prabhu's request. So Narad told, see, I went to Lord Ram, and he asked Hanuman, do you know who is the biggest devotee among all these things, all the devotees? Hanuman said, go and ask Lord Ram, he will be able to tell you who is the biggest devotee. So Narad went to Hanuman and he asked, Narad went to Lord Ram and he asked. So Hanuman so Lord Ram just pointed to that book, just take that book, it is there everything. So Narad started opening the book, he saw first name, on the top was Narad Muni's name, the biggest devotee, his name is there. And then he started going through the whole list. He didn't find Hanuman's name at all. He was like very surprised. How is that Hanuman's name is missing from Lord Ram, this thing? So he went back to Hanuman, he told him, see, I have a bad news for you, your name is not there. Hanuman said, okay, don't worry about all those things. So just go back to Lord Ram, asking for the small diary. What you got was the big diary, right? So he went back and asked, and Hanuman, what did Lord Ram do? Just from his heart, he took out a very small diary and gave it to Narada. And when Narada opens, what is whose name is on the top? Hanuman's name. So then Narada got again confused. What is this big diary, small diary? So the big diary is the one devotees who constantly remember the Lord. And the small diary is the Lord remembers this devotees constantly. So Hanuman is of that stature. But we have got a lot of, so we have prayed for his mercy. We also go get there at one point of time. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Stand up, Kirtan, right? Yeah.